people, today I have a review on SHEGLAM's newest foundation. This foundation is called the Full Coverage Foundation Balm. They did send me this for review purpose, but as always, all opinions are my own. I'm sorry if I'm a little nasally, I'm a little under the weather, but if you're new here, I'd love to have you subscribe. Hit a little red button. I do have social media links down below if you guys want to follow me over there, and I also would appreciate if you'd like this video if this was helpful. Anyways, let's get into the product itself. This is $10.99. There's 37 shades. I will have any additional information down below, and I will go ahead and start showing a demo of me applying it to have my face here to the side. I am in the shade Sand, and I use a MAC NC30, NC25, NC30. I am more on the neutral warm side. I don't really lean to rosy undertones. And the shade that I have on, I actually have it on today, is a warm undertone, and it is in the light medium category. So this packaging is like this. I like the fact that it's very thin, and another thing that I really enjoy is that it actually clicks close. So I'll let you guys hear that. So you hear that? It really clicks nice and tight, which is really good. I wish more packaging was like this because it really retains moisture and keeps the product nice and creamy. When you open this up, you do have the product. You can actually put your brush in here. If you don't feel comfortable with that, you could like use a spatula and get some out. It's just going to depend on preference, but this is super creamy. If you guys can tell by the way it looks, I've been dipping my brush in there, but I know that that's going to depend on personal preference, but I haven't had any issues so far with just dipping my brush in there. And this does come with almost a full ounce. It comes with 0.81 ounces, and if you guys could tell by the video that I just showed to the right, this is very full coverage. You could use a little bit less and get like a medium coverage, but it is very like full coverage. I do have to say I love the feeling of this. It's very like light but full coverage because it has like that balmy kind of really creamy texture to it. The way they describe this is that you get high coverage with a few strokes of the makeup brush, which I do feel is really true. It's a non-greasy formula, long wearing. It's adopting an oil in water emulsification system, and it is long lasting antioxidant, and so it doesn't oxidize, and then it does resist oil and sweat. And it is talc and alcohol free, vegan, gluten free, paraben free, long wearing, non-cakey, smooth looking, and you can recycle the packaging. I have to say I will put videos here of like when I first applied it in the morning, just like when I just applied it now. It just goes on very beautifully. I use a brush. Sometimes if it looks a little bit heavier in little areas, I will use a little bit of a sponge, but overall, like today I didn't even use the sponge. If you just go in there lightly and start spreading it out, you won't have any issue. Less is more with this because the coverage is so full. You really just need a little bit, so you don't need to apply a lot onto the skin. Sorry, my husband's calling me. But I do feel like less is more with this, and you do get a beautiful coverage. I am super impressed by the formula. Next, I'm going to be showing videos of it. Probably, I think it was like 6 hours in at work, and I mainly had issues around my nose area, but I will say I was like cleaning my nose a lot, so it wore off way faster on my nose than it normally did because of the fact that I have been under the weather. My nose has been runny, and I just feel like I've had a lot of issues with my sinuses, and so it did wear off more on my nose. But I do feel like the rest of my face, I will show a video now at the end of the day. This is like 13-14 hours in. It was still like on the majority of my face. It did wear off a little bit around the forehead and the nose area basically, but I do touch my face a lot, so that's going to depend on you. If you're not somebody who's like rubbing and touching their face a lot, I think this will be more long wearing on you. And I do feel like this looks very beautiful on even my dry skin. I do prep my skin as far as like using a moisturizer each day, and I use a primer. I use like smoothing primers with this, and I do feel like it didn't accentuate like any of my texture. It looks really beautiful and smooth on the skin. I have to say, I'm very impressed. And this is like a drugstore foundation. I feel like SHEGLAM kills it when it comes to affordable foundations, because even now, like a lot of these drugstore brands have upped their pricing. Like it's 15 and up for a drugstore foundation nowadays. So SHEGLAM is really making it affordable, still having like products that are less than $15. So this one's $10.99, and a lot of times SHEGLAM has sales and coupons that you can find to make it even more affordable. And I will say, at one point I have one of those coughing fits where, you know, like your voice, like your throat gets really itchy and you start like coughing and you can't stop. And my eyes started like, I just started crying. And I went to the bathroom to wipe it off, and I was surprised, like I didn't have, you know, like when you cry and you get like those big watermarks through your foundation. I did not get that with this, so I was really pleasantly surprised. I just kind of tapped it out a little bit where it was wet, and it still looked really nicely. So I was like, ooh, look at you, put, you know, like even looking good through my tears. They do have other foundations on their website. So this one is geared to more hydration, and it also has like full coverage. It has like a semi, like 3 stars as far as oil control out of 5, and as far as like not oxidizing, it says that it's the one that doesn't oxidize the most. I really want to try their Skinfinite hydrating foundation. It's supposed to give like a glow. Let me know if you guys would like a review on that, and I can purchase it to try it out. That one's way more hydrating and less coverage, so I feel like that would be another one that I would really enjoy. And then if you have more oily skin, they do have the Complexion Pro Long Lasting Breathable Matte Foundation, which is more geared to high coverage and oil control. I do feel like the balm would be able to be used by someone who has oily skin, because it doesn't like, it's not like those hydrating like ultra glowy foundations as well, so it's kind of like that good in between. So I do feel, even though like they kind of gear this with hydration towards more drier skin, I do feel like somebody with oily skin would be able to use this. You might not have the longevity that somebody with dry skin, but I feel like sometimes it's all in the prepping of the skin and priming and setting. So I do feel like maybe somebody with oily skin could use this. If you do have oily skin, I would love for you to share your experience down below and help other people out. I will say that I did set this every day. I feel like if I didn't set it, it wouldn't last as long wearing. I'm just used to setting my foundation, so I really enjoy setting it with powder and then with spray. But I did lightly set it. I didn't like overly, like I don't use a lot of powder nowadays, just because of the fact that I do have more dry skin, and I feel like the more powder you apply to certain areas, the more it's going to accentuate the texture. But overall, really highly pleasantly surprised, really enjoy this foundation, and I'm super excited to keep using it. I will be trying out the Skinfinite. Like I said, this one was sent for review purpose. The Skinfinite I'll probably purchase on my own. So some things SHEGLAM sends me, other times I do purchase myself. Let me know if you guys want more SHEGLAM videos. I'd be more than happy to try and review more products for you guys, especially because they're so affordable and they are duping a lot of high-end products, so it would be like a good way of trying products and seeing if they do kind of test up, you know, like oh god, can't get the words out, like live up to the other higher end one. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this was helpful. If you are looking into this foundation, let me know if you guys have tried it, what your thoughts are. I'd love to hear from you down below. Let me know what your thoughts are as far as the video goes as application. What do you guys think of the foundation I have it on today? I'd love to hear your thoughts down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.